My name is Ghassan Koumia. I'm from Morocco. I'm anthropologist. I would like to say one word that I like a lot is resistance. It's more about being human and being human in Africa. We have made a dossier about hunger in Morocco. There was a little child who was prevented from all basic needs because he was born in a village and he couldn't reach to school. He doesn't have good health conditions. He doesn't have access to good nutrition. That kid didn't make any mistake. His only mistake is that he was born in a village, in a place that is a country which is dependent to the capitalist countries. A country whose all wealth is being theft by some multinational corporations and their allies. So that drove me a lot and makes me think again that this unjust reality, we should do something about it. There is a big saying that is all humans are equal, but not all humans are equal enough, which means that many people born with a lot of privileges, but other people are born with a lot of troubles inside them. So as a human being or as a person from a North African country who is suffering from long years of colonialism and from a dependency to worldwide powers, you need to struggle to get the basic rights that you are supposed to have. And resistance is the only thing that makes you alive. So without resistance, you can't live. And you resist because those conditions are imposed on you. They are not innate to us. And in order to succeed, to bring back your quality as a human being, to resist, to achieve at least your basic rights. If we think of colonialism as like the 18th and the 19th centuries term, which means that an occupation force comes and there is a military and exerts direct control of administrative and military and also political issues, that's something that doesn't exist anymore in Morocco. But still, colonialism exists in different forms, new forms of colonialism. Because as you know, that starts from the beginning of the 20th century. Colonialism in the classical sense became very costly to the colonialist powers. Because there was resistance, there were people fighting for their independence, etc. So the colonialist power, they took out their forces and their direct political rule, but they put their proxy rulers. So which means that there are people who are ruling our countries in Africa on their behalf, serving their interests. They are all controlling the economies of our people, the resources, and the mainstream media in our region is manifested by either influence of superpowers, of the political Western hegemony media, or either they are serving for the agenda of certain political powers who are against the people's interests. And the consequences are the deteriorating conditions of the people in Africa and many regions which are considered as developing world. Once you are going into that anti-Western hegemonic discourse or narrative, you will get attacked and you will be sanctioned by the Western media platform, and you will discover that all those slogans of democracy and freedom and liberalism are false, and that the reality is that they are serving for the agenda of a Western narrative that seeks to demonize the people's interest and at the same time try to make the capitalism model as like the best model for the people. One of the main arguments that they are advancing against China is that China is trying to dominate over the world. We all know that this is a lie, but it is advanced a lot in the Western mainstream media. They have attacked China for a lot of things. They have built a false image about China. So they are trying to keep our people from understanding the Chinese successful model of development, of building socialism, of bringing prosperity to the people. So the main idea was how to build a platform, media platform, that can bring content from both our region, North Africa and Arab and Maghreb region, and also from international world, that gives a political line that serves the people's agenda and seeks to improve the identity of the people, to understand their interests, their rights, the way to criticize their reality in order to change it, and also the way of viewing the world in a different way, because the world is not what BBC or what mainstream media are presenting. It's much, much different. The world is changing. There are new rising power. There are struggles all over the world against capitalist system, and people should know that, should build solidarity among them. The idea of Madar has been emerged like few years ago, like 3 years ago, and it came from the need for the audience in the Arab and Maghreb region for a media outlet that is like a window on the international issues, and also has more objective of providing transparent media, and also media in service of the people, not in service of the corporations. We like more to present news about the peoples, how they live in their culture, how they live in their social life, how they struggle for their emancipation, for their rights. So the Madar's news are focused on the ordinary people. We are trying to reflect the African people as human beings who want to live in peace and in prosperity, who want their human rights to be a reality and not a dream. We are speaking about the struggle because we're exposing the crimes that the West have done to their people and how they served for the profit, not for the lives of the people. Instead, we were bringing some of the lessons from the Chinese experience, and also from exposing the crimes that the West is doing in the region, like in Iraq, in Libya, in Yemen, and the militarization of the region, etc. We need to build a better model for our people and for the peoples of Africa. And instead of making false and wrong image about China, that Madar seeks also to stand against, because we want our people to understand real China and learn from the experience of the Chinese people, and also build its own prosperity model. I believe, if we want to paraphrase that for African audience in few words, I would like to say it's a human development targeted towards the people. So it's how to build a development model that is serving the people's needs in different regions, different places, being in the villages, being in the countryside, being in the cities, being young or old, or male, female. So Madar was mainly intended into building a unity in between the peoples, and also bringing an image of the world that is shifting now, that is changing into a multipolar world, and to advance the agenda of a more solidarity and a human world rather than the capitalist world. That's what we believe in Madar. That's why we try to be as close as to the reality of the people, the way they live their life, the way they are building their relationships, and also the way they struggle for a better life condition.